Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and we actually have a bit of a D&D game going now. To be fair, we've had one running for a while, but it's been... pardon me. I also just woke up from a nap, so... I guess you could say it's been all in all a very just kind of slow day. Like, the biggest thing I have on my plate is going over the steps to get my phone switched over to Mint Mobile because my roommate and I are tired of paying as much as we are per month for phone service. And that's going to be the, busy point of my day, so... hooray for days where not a whole lot happens. Alright, today we're doing the classic soundtrack. As far as what we're doing for a build, I think today what we go with is something a little... we're going to do something just a little on the dangerous side. Where is it? So I'm going to indulge myself in a Dark Katana build, which already should say, "Oh, Dark Sage, you know you don't do melee well, right?" To which I'll respond with, "Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. But I see no reason not to give it another shot." And I think the way we do so today is we take a decent dash, good control, and today our control is going to be brought to us by Spark Array. Then we're going Tectonic Drill, and let's have a look. Maybe Bladed Vine, I'm not sure. Spark Contact is definitely a good one. Alright. So we are going to be taking full advantage of that Spark Array in order to give us the opening that we need. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I do occasionally use them. I have occasionally used this exact build to great effect before. I'm going to be hoping to do so again. Oh, and while I'm at it, why don't I actually change the soundtrack? I rolled for it after all. By the way, I just learned that if you go to the title screen on Dead Cells and go into the sound tab under options, you can choose alternate soundtracks. I didn't know that was a thing until recently. Now, they don't have many officially released alternate soundtracks. They basically have the regular, Dead Cells soundtrack that we all know and love. There's the 8-bit kind of demake soundtrack. And then there's the Castlevania soundtrack, which I believe came with the Return to Castlevania DLC. Now, before you go nuts about it, it isn't completely new songs. It is songs that were originally released with Castlevania games, but some of the songs they use are some pretty deep cuts. Like, to give you an idea, I have no idea what song they used for, like, the graveyard and the bank biomes, but by goodness, they are there. There we go. So, if you're up for it, check those out. They are very interesting. Alright, and because of the nature of the run, I actually want to go to the twins first and just get that out of the way. Because the twins are going to be pretty much fully resistant to the spark array, so I'd rather just get that done and over with. Ah. Oh, wow. I mean, you don't turn that down. You don't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. Okay, so admittedly, I kind of backed myself into that corner. Pardon me. Alright, so hopefully you're understanding why I took Tectonic Drill. If you're not, I can't really help you understand it any better. It's devastating. Also, you are wielding just a giant fuck-off drill. It's just so great. But yeah, I recently had my eyes open to how powerful that was when I was working on... I forget what exactly it is I was working on. I believe it was one of the tier lists. And I was noticing just how much damage it did. And after that, I started... what I had done was I had drawn the comparison between... I had drawn the comparison between its signature cast and its... Okay, I screwed up there, but... I mean, it's not great, but it's another combat option. But it is an option that, by all rights, I will be getting rid of in the near future. So, I tried it out, and I was really, like, kind of, maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was very, very, like, impressed with, or I should say surprised with the amount of damage that the signature cast did. I just kind of said to myself, is that how this is supposed to work? Yeah, it's not a whole lot I want to spend my money on here. Oh, well, there's that. Like, I had thought that just because it didn't last as long as just the enhanced casting of it, that it wasn't a good signature, and then I realized just how many hits the drill was doing when it was enhanced, and I was like, okay, I stand corrected. You know, without knowing whether or not the vampire's eyeglasses will be on this level as well, it's hard to know what to take. But there are two things that come to mind. I could take the tiny crocodile heart, or I could take the pewter bracelet. Both would benefit better from taking them early. So, let's go pewter bracelet. Ow. Oh, good. Oh, and binary splashdown. That's definitely a plus. Okay, so we're gonna take the enhanced wind slash for sure. And unfortunately, we might not be holding on to binary splashdown too long, but I'm gonna try to hang on to it. Because it's hard. It's hard to imagine a better fit for a run like this. Now, I am kind of disrupting my own game plan here. What I'm supposed to be doing is throwing out the spark array first, just to keep my enemies busy, so I can get in there with my more melee-focused options. Thing is, binary splashdown also kind of allows me to get in. But it's okay. You jerks. I am not going to accidentally leap myself into a pit of doom. I'd say so far the build is working out about how I envisioned. I mean, it is a build I've used before. And honestly, even if you can only keep the enemies stunned for like a couple of frames, you're still gonna be able to reap some reward off of that. We'll take that, as that will help us force a little bit longer shock. I am not going to take that, however, as I don't really see the purpose in increasing the damage of one thing. Now, if that one thing were my signature, that would be a whole nother story, but Spark Array doesn't exactly get more value from doesn't exactly get more value from higher damage. Like, obviously, what it's going to get the most value from, seeing as that's my control Arcana, is going to be the longer shock duration. That'll help on the next floor. Right now, we've got ourselves the Thunder Twins to deal with. Ow. Oh, that was dumb. I'll hold on to it, but it's not exactly the greatest electric melee option ever. Alright, now we're on to the horror show. Okay, I do like this build for a couple of obvious reasons. One, it's got a lot of good movement Arcana, so you can constantly be keeping yourself on the move. Secondly, it does use a very popular build setup, which is, of course, the Awe Robe and the Dark Katana. Now, that doesn't necessarily make the build better or worse by any definition, but what it does mean is that it's a setup that's pretty tried and true, and will definitely work for more players than not. Probably could have saved that, but oh well. We're definitely going to want that. It's about the only thing here I actually want. Now, I do want to talk about these relics that replace your charge signature with a different effect, because there are some signatures that I think were designed to take advantage of these. Matter of fact, maybe I'll make a video out of that in and of itself instead of just talking about it here. But yeah, I think if you ever thought that there were some of these signature spells that felt lesser than the others, that might be why. Is because those would be good candidates to take advantage of. Oh, hold on, we've got Big Hammer. Alright, so since I don't want to lose Binary Splashdown, here's what I'm going to do. Going to replace that with the Ward of Frost. We will give the Ward of Frost to Dr. Song. Yes, it's a bit of a trek, but I'd say worth it. Pick ourselves up a healthcare card. And I wish picking up a healthcare card was that fast in real life. I've already made the joke about the American healthcare system, so not going to go into it a second time so soon. Maybe later, after I personally have let some time pass. Alright, so now we're back in business, but I'm also going to take Radiant Knockout because I like it better than Voltaic Needle. I know what I was just saying about movement-based Arcana, but I don't know, I've just never been down with Voltaic Needle's very narrow hitbox. So, you know, make of that what you will. I just prefer having Mjolnir on my side. Can you really blame a fella for that? Man, thanks control pad, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Alright, so curiously, to 8.1, which doesn't sound like much, but it's very nice when you're doing a critical hit build and you don't need a lot of damage up in order to have a strong effect. Now, last time I tried using Spark Array, it did not go so well. This time around, it's working out pretty nicely. I wonder if that's because the rest of the build is speaking for itself, or if I've, you know, reinforced the way I think about Spark Array. I don't know, but the last time I did this, I did terrible. Beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna have to wait to upgrade Binary Splashdown and Radiant Beat. Or is it Radiant Beat or Radiant Knockout? Knockout. Why was I thinking Radiant Beat? Alright, having the upgraded version of Airburst, by the way, is its name, right? I'm double checking these things because I've been being bothered all day by forgetting words that I've been meaning to use, and I just want to make sure that I'm not completely losing track of which words I'm trying to say. Like, I know it sounds silly when I put it that way, but trust me when I say that it's been bothering me, and I just want to make sure that I'm keeping track of the words that I'm trying to use. I'm hoping it's not a sign of something terrible, like, you know, some sort of brain degeneration. That's also a pretty extreme thought, though. So, me thinking, oh my god, it's Alzheimer's, that's probably going a little far. and I hit the wrong button. I was trying to use binary splashdown again, and, well, I guess my brain must have thought, what's a cooldown? Oh, you little bugger. Oh, come on, stop. Okay, so I think what we do now is we head back to the boss room and just head due south. We should be able to. Yep, there we go. Let's see, wind, lightning, earth. Oh, actually. Well, that's quite nice. Thank you very much. Let's also grab ourselves a nice defensive relic. Grab that because I've been having issues with that. And this isn't necessarily a signature, a basic spam build, so maybe we don't need the bubblegum. Arc Sphere. I like Arc Sphere. It does count as melee, so do I take Arc Sphere or Radiant Knockout? They will both work well with Dark Katana. I do think that Arc Sphere will make better use of the Dark Katana's effect, so I think I'm taking that with me. So sorry, Radiant Knockout. I'm sure it won't mind, it's just a spell on a card.
Bitch, I'm gonna get you for that.
Uh-oh. Oh, hey, the landing does damage. I didn't know that. Okay, I'm making all sorts of silly mistakes here. Evading Zephyr is good, but I shouldn't need it for this run. There we go. Alright, it's imperative that we get that upgraded as soon as possible. And of course, the water-based archers are making things more difficult than they need to be. Of course, so are rogues standing right next to me when they appear. Things are kind of shaping up to be a little more difficult than I had envisioned them to be at this point. But that's mostly due to bad luck. Oh, there we go. That was a nice quick upgrade. Now I would just like a binary splashdown upgrade. But at least we got one of the more important ones upgraded right off the bat. There we go. Y'all are getting lucky. Alright, so let's go ahead and make use of that cheap health potion. We saw the first part of the dependable cake earlier. No guarantee it's going to show up again, but what the hell. No, I don't want to sell you another relic. I don't really need Tears of Midas either. I'm not spending that much. Not spending enough money for that to be a meaningful choice at this point in the game. That, on the other hand, is worth it. Just find Jade's Jewel Tiara partway through a run. Who's gonna say no to that? Even if it didn't come with a damage upgrade, come on, you know you guys would wear that. It's golden, it's gaudy, and it's just plain fantastic. Perfect. It's exactly how I thought that would go. I'm seeing things here that might be okay in other runs, but I'm already using Chaos Gems for something else. Don't know if we're going... I don't really want to reduce the damage on my drill. That's a maybe. Especially since I do have something that can boost my health. Question is, how far does it reduce my max health? And this would have been better to find earlier. So I guess the question is, how far does Heartrender's Amulet reduce your health? I guess that's kind of the big question at the moment. Interesting. So here's what we do. We are going to make use of this, then we'll drop it and grab that. Let's see, what else do we really not need anymore? Because I mean, honestly, I should have taken the bubblegum from earlier. Oh no, maybe that's okay. Let's wait until later on in the run, and then I'll know for certain whether or not I want to try to drop that. Whoops. Now, for those of you who may have yet to actually beat the game, you know, those who are still kind of struggling to get through it to find all the things that you want, try out a spark array build. This is a very effective way to get in with your other spells, and especially since it eats through the purple fireballs of the chaos mages. Like, it really acts as kind of a really good way to force your way through, since, you know, I guess the best way to put it is your sparks don't necessarily have item HP. They just go through and do things. Like, it's really powerful. Fiery paintbrush getting work done! Alright, do I want anything from here? I am uncertain. Like I said, I don't know how far down Heartrender's Amulet puts you. I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'll look at Heartrender's Amulet in a different run. Because I'm now realizing I don't know enough about Heartrender's Amulet to know whether or not I would suggest it to anyone, so, yeah. But it does require... The one thing I can tell you is that it does require you to be at low health in order to make the greatest use of it. I would say that that was a mistake, but now we can just finish the fight here. No thanks, Ward of Frost, I'm good. I love lingering hitboxes like that. You can set up so many sweet combos. Alright, how about I drop these in favor of this? Honestly, I probably could have dropped those in favor of the Heartrender as well, but oh well. It's a little bit too late to fix the past. But at least now you know I'm considering looking into some of the other cursed relics. How's that for a start to a fight? Granted, I've broken his beast shield faster before, but I'd still say this is pretty effective. Ah! I accidentally cast the wrong spell again. Alright, there we go. So after a couple of embarrassing whiffs, we got him. And that is about that. This was more or less just a nice clean run, just to show off that combination of Spark Array and the Tectonic Drill. And the reason why I wanted to show off those particular two at the same time is to show the kind of work that you can get done by using a nice control arcana like Spark Array, one of my personal favorites, and something that has a good deal of movement to it. That way, once you stun the enemies with your shock effect, you can get in there quickly to capitalize on it. So something to think about for those of you looking to build up some combos. Like I said, I've personally really liked Spark Array, and I hope more people give it a shot. It's so much fun to use. Alright, that is the end of my Zero Sugar Cherry 7-Up, and subsequently the end of this video. So thank you guys very much for coming and spending some of your free time with me. Since Lightning Aspect was such a disappointment for me, I think I'm going to cut that one early, since really there's only a couple of Arcana I would even recommend using it on, and even then, the idea that the lightning that you summoned from the last hit of your basic, the idea that only hits one enemy instead of every enemy you hit with the final hit of your basic, to me makes it beyond lackluster. Like, it's really not even worth using. So, how about this for an idea instead? There are two types of Arcana I should say three types of Arcana that never leave your inventory. And when I say that, I mean you can't give them away, you can only trade them out for something else, and even then you can't do that with your signature. But you can do that with your basic, and I've already looked at all the basics in the game. But you can also, but I haven't looked at all the Dash Arcana, so should I start going over all of the Dash Arcana? That seems like it would be a wonderful idea for our next Arcana Spotlight series. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will also pose the question on my Discord, because I'm very interested in doing some more Arcana Spotlights, as well as highlighting some good game practices for Wizard of Legend, and for some roguelikes just in general. So, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you all take care of yourselves.